Senate will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, please call the roll.
Senators Aguilar, Baumgardner, Cook, Coram, Court, Crowder, Donovan, Finberg, Fields.
Excused.
Garcia, Gardner, Guzman, Hill, Holbert, John, Jones, Kagan, Kafalis, Kerr, Lambert, Lumberg, Marble, Martinez-Humenic, Merrifield, Moreno, Neville, Priola, Scott, Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Tate, Todd, Williams,
Excused.
Zinzinger. Mr. President.
Here. Morning roll call is 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Gardner. Please lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask all of the colleagues, staff, members, lobby, and all of the people watching on Channel 165 to join me in the well this morning in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the journal. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the reading of the journal for Thursday, April 13th, be dispensed with and the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
Excellent. You have heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Committee reports.
April 13th, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 273 be referred favorably to Committee on Appropriations. April 13, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 287 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. April 13, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee recommends the following. House Bill 1057 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. April 13, 2017, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee recommends the following. House Bill 1253 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to Committee to hold. With favorable recommendation, recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. April 13, 2017, the Committee on Education has had under consideration, had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Colorado Commission on Higher Education for terms expiring July 1st, 2020. Cassandra Cassidy, candidate of Colorado Springs, Colorado, resident of the 5th Congressional District and unaffiliated, appointed. Mary Beth Busher of Grand Junction, Colorado, resident of the 3rd Congressional District and Democrat, appointed. Effective July 1st, 2017, for terms expiring July 1st, 2021. Luis Alberto Colon of Lone Tree, Colorado, to serve as resident of the 4th Congressional District as a Republican, reappointed. Thomas Oliver McGimsey of Louisville, Colorado, to serve as resident of the 2nd Congressional District as a Republican, reappointed. April 13, 2017, the Committee on Education has had under consideration, had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends the appointments be placed on the consent calendar confirmed. Members of the Colorado Educational and Cultural Facilities Authority Board of Directors for terms expiring June 30th, 2020. Claudia Beth Crowell of Grand Junction, Colorado, a Democrat, reappointed. Margaret Henry of Brighton, Colorado, Republican, reappointed. April 13, 2017, Committee on Education has had in consideration and had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends the appointments placed on the consent calendar confirmed. Member of the State Historical Society Board of Directors for term expiring July 1st, 2019. Alan Bruce Salazar of Thornton, Colorado, appointed. April 13, 2017, Committee on Education has had in consideration and had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends the appointments placed on the consent calendar confirmed. Members of the Private Occupational School Board for a term expiring July 1st, 2019. Ryan Zavorad Minnick of Thornton, Colorado, to serve as a representative of Private Occupational School on occasion by the resignation of Richard Samacula of Centennial, Colorado, appointed for a term expiring July 1st, 2020. Robert Earl Martin of Wheat Ridge, Colorado, to serve as representative of Private Occupational School, appointed. April 13, 2017, Committee on Education. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1267 be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. April 13, 2017, Committee on Education. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following: House Bill 1217 be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. April 13, 2017, Committee on Health and Human Services had on consideration, had a hearing on the following appointments. Recommends the appointments placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Colorado Traumatic Brain Injury Trust Fund Board for terms expiring June 30th, 2019. Brittany Mattern of Denver, Colorado, appointed. Catherine Howard Johnson Brooks of Broomfield, Colorado, reappointed. Helen E. Morgan of Denver, Colorado, reappointed. April 13, 2017, Committee on Health and Human Services. After consideration of Mayor's Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 250 be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation.
Senate Services.
Correctly engrossed, Senate Bill 9, 103, 229, 236, 238, 240, and 288. Correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bill 211. Correctly revised, House Bill 1106, 1150, 1155, 1158, 1181, 1209, 1223, and 1272.
Message from the House.
The House has passed on third reading and transmitted the revised statutes. House Bill 1261, 1262. The House has postponed indefinitely Senate Bill 35, 200. The bills are returned herewith. The House has adopted the first majority report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 106 as printed in the House Journal April 11, 2017, and has repassed the bill as so amended. The bill is returned herewith.
Message from the Reviser.
We herewith transmit without comment House Bill 1261 and 1262.
Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 290 by Senator Scott and Donovan concerning a requirement that engineering plans involving excavation provide detailed information about the location of underground facilities.
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy.
Senate Bill 291 by Senator Martinez Huminick and Representative Bridges concerning continuation of the School Safety Resource Center Advisory Board.
Education.
Senate Bill 292 by Senator Lundberg and Representative Rankin concerning the creation of the Employment Opportunities with Wages Program for qualifying Colorado Works Basic Cash Assistance recipients and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Appropriations. Third reading of bills, consent calendar. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title to all the bills on the third reading of bills, consent calendar?
House Bill 1209 by Representatives Melton and Carver and Senators Cook and Fields concerning peace officer designation for the manager of the Office of Prevention and Security with the Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management of the Department of Public Safety. House Bill 1150 by Representative Navarro and Senator Hill concerning disallowing a court from granting bail after conviction to offenders who have committed certain felony crimes. House Bill 1223 by Representatives Sane and Craftharp and Senators Neville and John concerning the creation of a fraud reporting hotline to be administered by the state auditor in connection therewith establishing referral and reporting processes to state auditor investigative authority. House Bill 1181 by Representative Pedersen and Lundin and Senators Priola and Todd concerning requiring a single statewide end-of-year assessment for students enrolled in 9th grade that is aligned with the 10th grade state assessment and in connection therewith reducing an appropriation. Senate Bill 240 by Senators John and Tate and Representative Winter concerning continuation of the regulation of persons who sell vehicles in the ordinary course of business in connection therewith, implementing the recommendations of the Sunset Report of the Department of Regulatory Agencies and making an appropriation. Senate Bill 236 by Senator Corman and Representative Weissman concerning the continuation of the regulation of bail bonding agents regulated by Article 23 of Title 10 Colorado Revised Statutes by the Division of Insurance and in connection therewith implementing the Sunset Review recommendations of the Department of Regulatory Agencies.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move all of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar consisting of House Bills 1209, 1150, 1223, 1181, and Senate Bills 240 and 236.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar? The motion is for the adoption of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar. Are there any no votes on any of the bills on the consent calendar? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1209 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Martinez Huminick, Senator Tate, Senator Court, Senator Todd, Senator Crowder. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1150 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Fenberg, Senator Cook, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Crowder, Senator Merrifield, Senator Kerr, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Gardner, Senator Priola, Senator John, Senator Kafalas. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1223 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Cook, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Gardner, Senator Fenberg, Senator Aguilar, Senator Kerr, Senator Todd, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Kafalas, Senator Jones, Senator Kagan, Senator Priola, Senator Crowder, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Merrifield, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Scott, Senator Court, please add the President. The vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1181 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Aguilar, Senator Merrifield, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Jones, Senator Moreno, Senator Donovan, Senator Kerr, Senator Cook, Senator Lambert, Senator Kafalas, with a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 240 is adopted. Co-sponsors: with a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 236 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Gardner, third reading of bills. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Bill 71 lay over until Monday, April 24th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 71 till Monday, April 24th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title to House Bill 1201.
House Bill 1201 by Representative Coleman and Senators Zenzinger and Priola concerning authorization for granting a high school diploma endorsement in the combined disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Senators Priola.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1201 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? The question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1201. Are there any no votes? Senator Neville. Senator Marvel. Senator Lambert. With a vote of 30 ayes, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Lundberg, with a vote of 28 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1201 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Hill, Senator Tate, Senator John, Senator Gardner, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Court, Senator Kerr, Senator Todd, Senator Kafalas, Senator Donovan, Senator Kagan, Senator Moreno, Senator Jones, Senator Fenberg, Senator Crowder, Senator Martinez-Humenick, We are on co-sponsors for 1201. Mr. Carpenter. Actually, add me as a co-sponsor on 1201. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of the House Bill 1186.
House Bill 1186 by Representative Pedersen and Landgraf and Senator Quorum, concerning a requirement that health benefit plans required to cover contraception reimburse dispensers for dispensing a multiple month supply of prescription contraceptives.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1186 and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion on House Bill 1186? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1186. Are there any no votes? Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Scott, Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator Lundberg, Senator Neville, Senator Marvel, Senator Cook, Senator Hill, Senator Baumgardner. Please add the President. With a vote of 22 ayes, 11 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1186 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Aguilar, Senator Todd, Senator Merrifield, Senator Fenberg, Senator Kerr, Senator Court, Senator Donovan, Senator Kagan, Senator Moreno, Senator Jones, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Kafalis, Senator Garcia, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator John, Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we lay over Senate Bill 138 and House Bill 1160 until April 18th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 138 and House Bill 1160 until April 18th. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and those will be laid over. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of Senate Bill 103.
Senate Bill 103 by Senator Merrifield and Representative Pedersen concerning implementing research-based early learning strategies as corrective actions in the public elementary and secondary education accountability system.
Senator Merrifield.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 17103 on third reading and ask for your approval.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 103? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 103. Are there any no votes? Senator Lambert, Senator Marble, Senator Neville, Senator Gardner, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Lundberg, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Priola, Senator Quorum, Senator Scott, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Martinez-Humenick. With a vote of 19 ayes, 14 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 103 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Garcia, Senator Todd, Senator Kafalis, Senator Court, Senator Fenberg, Senator Moreno, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Jones, Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of the House Bill 1272.
House Bill 1272 by Representative Hooten and Senator Moreno concerning the schedule of appeal of reports by the Department of Labor and Employment to the General Assembly.
Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1272 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1272? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1272. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1272 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Kagan. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1158.
House Bill 1158 by Representative McKean and Senators Smallwood and Martinez-Huminich concerning the regulation of charitable solicitations by the Secretary of State in connection therewith, modifying and clarifying filing requirements and enforcement of the Colorado Charitable Solicitations Act.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. At the request of one of the bill sponsors, I move that we lay over House Bill 1158 until Tuesday, April 18th.
The motion is to lay over House Bill 1158 till Tuesday, April 18th. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will be laid over. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of the Senate Bill 9.
Senate Bill 9 by Senator Crowder and Representative Leonard concerning an increase in the per schedule exemption of business personal property and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Crowder.
Thank you, Mr. President. I proudly move SB 009, ask for final vote, and ask for approval. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 9? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 9. Are there any no votes? Senator Court. Senator Moreno. Senator Jones. Senator Aguilar. With a vote of 29 ayes, 4 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 9 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator Priola, Senator Neville, Senator Marble, Senator Cook, Senator Hill, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Lundberg, Senator Scott, Senator Coram, Senator Kagan, Senator Zenzinger, Senator John, Senator Kerr, please add the President. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for immediate reconsideration for Senate Bill 9.
The motion is for immediate reconsideration of Senate Bill 9. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we will proceed to immediate reconsideration of Senate Bill 9. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of Senate Bill 9.
Senate Bill 9 by Senator Crowder and Representative Leonard concerning an increase in the per schedule exemption of business personal property and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Crowder.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the second time today, I proudly come up and ask for support for Senate Bill 009. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 9. Are there any no votes? Senator Todd. Senator Aguilar. Senator Moreno. Senator Jones. Senator Fenberg. Senator Court. With a vote of 27 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 9 is adopted again. Co-sponsors, if you're already on, you're already on. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of Senate Bill 238.
Senate Bill 238 by Senator Holbert, Representatives Neville and Wist, concerning the notifications that retailers that do not collect Colorado sales tax must provide in connection therewith reducing an appropriation.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 238 on third reading. Ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 238. Are there any no votes? Senator Jones, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Moreno, Senator Kerr, Senator Kafalas, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Garcia, Senator Donovan, Senator Kagan, Senator Todd, Senator Merrifield, Senator Fenberg, Senator Aguilar, Senator Court, with 19 ayes, 14 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 238 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Crowder, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Tate, Senator Smallwood, Senator Lundberg, Senator Lambert, Senator Gardner, Senator Scott, Senator Neville, Senator Cook, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Priola, Senator Hill, Senator Marble. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of the House Bill 1106.
House Bill 1106 by Representative Pedersen and Wilson and Senators Martinez, Jimenez, and Todd, concerning the Early Childhood Leadership Commission.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, colleagues. We proudly move House Bill 1106 on third and final reading and ask for your aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1106? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1106. Are there any no votes? Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Hill, Senator Cook, Senator Marble, Senator Neville, Senator Lundberg, Senator Gardner, Senator Lambert, Senator Scott, Majority Leader Holbert, please add the President. With a vote of 21 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1106 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Zenzinger, Senator Kafalas, Senator Fenberg, Senator Kerr, Senator Donovan, Senator Moreno, Senator Aguilar, Senator Merrifield, Senator Kagan, Senator Jones, Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of the Senate Bill 288.
Senate Bill 288 by Senator Gardner and Representatives Becker, Kay, and Young, concerning the decoupling of the compensation of a member of the General Assembly from the compensation of a county court judge.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 288 on third reading and final passage and request permission for a dread third reading amendment for technical reasons.
Motion before the body is permission to offer a third reading amendment. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move L002.
To the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, as members will recall, this is the so-called decoupling bill.
Excuse me, Senator Gardner.
The
Senator
draft.
Gardner, I have a little bit of procedure we need to go through. I need to ask the clerk to read that. Amendment L002, Mr. Carpenter.
Amendment L.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Getting out of sequence steps in the checklist here. Once again, L002, I move L002. And if you will recall, SB 288 is the decoupling bill for pay. The drafter came to me this morning and noted that we need in page 2, line 13, to strike the phrase "as of such day," because that would lead to confusion about what your pay will be if you're reelected in 2018 and you're here in 2019. So this will get the intent of the bill correctly done. I ask for an aye vote on the amendment.
Is there any discussion on Amendment L002? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Amendment L002. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Amendment L002 is adopted. Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I renew my motion for the passage of Senate Bill 288 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 288? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 288. Are there any no votes? Senator Baumgardner, Senator Lundberg, Senator Lambert, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Neville, Senator Marble, Senator Hill. With a vote of 26 ayes, 7 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 288 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Cook, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Scott, Senator Crowder, Senator Priola, Senator Tate, Senator Kagan, Minority Leader Guzman. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of Senate Bill 229.
Senate Bill 229 by Senator Holbert and Representatives Mitch Bush and Lawrence concerning failure to exhibit due care when passing vehicles displaying visual signals.
Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. For Trooper Cody Donahue, his family, I move Senate Bill 229 and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 229. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 229 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Gardner, Senator Scott, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Priola, Senator Lambert, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Coram, Senator Marble, Senator Crowder, Senator Baumgardner, Minority Leader Guzman, Senator Garcia, Senator Court, Senator Kafalis, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Aguilar, Senator Todd, Senator Neville, Senator Kerr. Please add the President. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of the House Bill 1155.
House Bill 1155 by Representative Thurlow and Senator Gardner concerning the ability to cure campaign finance reporting deficiencies without penalty.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1155 on third reading and final passage, and I go where others dare not go. I request also, once again, permission for a third reading amendment for a technical matter.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I believe I now have requested more third reading amendments in a single session than I did in 8 sessions in the House. I must be getting older.
Question before the body is permission for a third reading amendment on House Bill 1155. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it, and permission is granted. There is an amendment on the desk. Mr. Carpenter, please read Amendment L010.
Amendment L010 to House Bill 1155.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, once again, the drafter came to visit me this morning, and in revision, they found that we need to strike the amended, in the revised bill, we need to amend that bill, page 2, line 9, strike also, and substitute also with a strike-through. We also, on page 4, line 22, need to strike this section and substitute subsection 4C of this section. So it is truly technical to conform with the intent of earlier amendments. I ask for an aye vote. I move L010 if I have not already, and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on Amendment L010? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of Amendment L010. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Amendment L010 is adopted. Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I renew my motion for the passage of HB 1155 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1155. Are there any no votes? Senator Crowder. Senator Marble. Senator Neville. Senator Garcia. Senator Zinzinger. Senator Kagan. Senator Donovan. Senator Merrifield. Senator Jones. Majority Leader Holbert. Senator Kerr. With a vote of 22 ayes, 11 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Bill 1155 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Hill. Message from the House.
The House has adopted and transmits herewith House Joint Resolution 1024, printed in the House Journal, April 17th, 2017.
Oh, check the Majority Leader. Introduction of, do we need to go out of order on this?
Just to introduce it.
Introduction of resolutions. Mr. Carpenter.
House Joint Resolution 1024 by Representative Garnett and Wist and Senators Aguilar and Tate concerning celebrating the University of Denver Pioneers ice hockey team's 2017 NCAA championship win.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions, specifically HJR 1024.
Motion is to proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we'll proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions. Mr. Carpenter, please read again the title to, what is it, House Joint Resolution 1024.
House Joint Resolution 1024 by Representatives Garnett and Wist and Senators Aguilar and Tate concerning celebrating the University of Denver Pioneers ice hockey team's 2017 NCAA championship win.
Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 1024 and ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Carpenter.
House Joint Resolution 1024 by Representatives Garnett and Wist and Senators Aguilar and Tate concerning celebrating the University of Denver Pioneers ice hockey team's 2017 NCAA championship win. Whereas the University of Denver Pioneers collegiate ice hockey team has been competing since 1949, and whereas the Pioneers ice hockey team won their first national championship in 1958 and would go on to win several regional championships and 3 back-to-back national championships in 1960 and 1961, 1968 and 1969, and 2004 and 2005. And whereas the Pioneers ice hockey team completed their 2017 regular season with a record of 33 wins, 7 losses, and 4 ties. And whereas on April 8th, 2017, the Pioneers ice hockey team added an 8th national title to their already stellar record, triumphing over longtime rival Minnesota Duluth with a score of 3-2. And whereas the Pioneers are now tied for the second most title-winning team in the history of NCAA Division I men's hockey. And whereas the Pioneers have demonstrated their winning values both on and off the ice as they participate in community-building efforts and always aspire to a service-above-self attitude, a primary tenet of their team's vision statement. And whereas it is fitting that we acknowledge the hard work and successes of the University of Denver Pioneers ice hockey team and celebrate their 2017 NCAA championship win. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 71st General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the Senate concurring herein, that we, the Colorado General Assembly, congratulate the University of Denver Pioneers ice hockey team on their 2017 NCAA championship win and celebrate their many achievements as a Division I collegiate team. Be it further resolved that copies of this joint resolution be sent to Governor John Hickenlooper, Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, University of Denver Chancellor Rebecca Chop, and University of Denver Vice Chancellor for Athletics and Recreation Peg Bradley Dobbs.
Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, we are blessed to have with us in this state a championship winning over and over and over again DU ice hockey team. And my husband, as some of you may know, likes to pretend he plays hockey. He's a goalie. And I think he saw every single one of these games and told me about them play by play. But we are represented from Denver, Colorado by an outstanding team that exhibits wonderful sportsmanship. And we're pleased to honor them today.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. What an amazing final game. Very nut-crunching. Glad you guys pulled it out. We're very proud to have you guys here today. Just a reflection, you look so young. As they are. Congratulations.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had 2 older brothers that played hockey, and I grew up on this spectacular sport. So it's so great to see you guys exhibit at such a high level. But I wanted to come down here as a very humble graduate of Notre Dame and say, congratulations, guys.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. As a kid, I grew up in Alaska, so Little League meant hockey, not baseball. My grade school had 2 rinks. And I want to say congratulations and thank you to all the players. While most people are watching March Madness and basketball and things like that, my family were focused on hockey, and we just couldn't be more proud of DU and all of you. If you go on to professional hockey and there's another trophy, another cup or something in your future, we can't wait to see you hoist that. But for right now, in your careers, it just is such an honor and really a privilege for us to have you here. Congratulations and job well done. Go DU.
Senator Priola.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just also want to come down and speak on behalf of this resolution and how proud we are as a state and a region for what DU hockey has continued to bring home. My son played hockey, so we know, our family knows firsthand the many years of commitment, the long weekends, the driving on road trips, the flying to tournaments, so on and so forth, the many smells that come from your hockey bag in the locker rooms. And my wife is also an alum of DU. She did some master's work there as well. So what a wonderful university for the state and for this region. And thank you again for bringing the trophy home.
Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also want to congratulate all of you. That was a really great game. It was very entertaining to watch. My wife went to Western Michigan, and we often, or sometimes, go by and watch you guys play Western. And that was a lot of fun. So thanks so much. You deserve the credit. It was great team play, and that's what it's all about. And congratulations.
Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to congratulate the DU men's hockey team on this accomplishment. National championship is definitely reflective of the many, many hours of hard work and dedication that you all put in. When you were walking in, though, none of us recognized you because I think the last time many of us saw you on TV, you all had full beards. So good to know that you're here with us, and thank you for all your hard work.
Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We move for the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1024 and invite our members to take a seat. Sorry.
And if I heard you correctly, Senator Aguilar, I appreciate the $5 donation. The motion before the body is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1024. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, House Joint Resolution 1024 is adopted. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
If there is no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
I would love to invite the DU hockey team or the championship-winning DU hockey team to please rise and ask our members to join me in thanking them, congratulating them for their accomplishment.
Colleagues, we'll be in a brief recess so we can greet our guests. Senate will come back to order. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the layover Senate Joint Resolution 35 until Tuesday, April 18th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Joint Resolution 35 till Tuesday, April 18th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I repeat, I move that we lay over Senate Joint Resolution 36 until Tuesday, April 18th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Joint Resolution 36 until April 18. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over till April 18th. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over Senate Joint Resolution 37 until Tuesday, May 2nd.
The motion is to lay over Senate Joint Resolution 37 till Tuesday, May 2nd. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over House Joint Resolution 1018 until Friday, April 21st.
The motion is to lay over House Joint Resolution 1018 till Friday, April 21st. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. General Order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of General Orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
The motion for the body is to resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the General Order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the General Order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Tate will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read all the titles to all the bills on the General Orders, second reading bills, consent calendar?
Senate Bill 286 by Senator Holbert and Representative Ransom concerning the administration of the requirements necessary to allow a person to operate a motor vehicle on the highways of the state. House Bill 1213 by Representative Van Winkle and Senator Holbert concerning the transfer of vehicle title upon the death of the vehicle's owner. House Bill 1205 by Representative Melton and Senator Martinez-Humana concerning changing the definition of salvage vehicle. Senate Bill 270 by Senator Baumgardner and Representative Melton concerning an examination by the Transportation Legislation Review Committee of replacing standard license plates issued to motor vehicles.
Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move all of the bills on the General Order, second reading of bills consent calendar consisting of Senate Bill 286, House Bill 1213, 1205, and Senate Bill 270, along with the committee report from the Transportation Committee.
Thank you, Senator. Is there any discussion on any of the committee reports? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the reports to all the bills on the second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee reports are adopted. Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills on the General Order second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bills are adopted. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the body to rise and report. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
You want this, or? Senate will come back to order. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report had under consideration the following attached bills being the second reading thereof and makes the following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 286, Senate Bill 270 is amended, passed in second reading, order of gross and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1213, House Bill 1205, passed in second reading, order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Motion is for the adoption of the report to the committee of the whole. Are there any no votes? With the vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 286, Senate Bill 270 is amended, passed on second reading, ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1213, House Bill 1205, passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General order, second reading of bills. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself in the committee of the whole for the consideration of general orders, second reading of bills.
The motion for the body is to resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of the general order, second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of the general order, second reading of bills calendar, and Senator Tate will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of Senate Bill 3?
Senate Bill 3 by Senator Smallwood and Representative Neville concerning the repeal of the Colorado Health Benefit Exchange Act.
Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to lay over Senate Bill 3 until Monday, April 24th.
The motion for the body is to lay Senate Bill 3 over to April 24th. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill will be laid over. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to lay over Senate Bill 188 until Monday, April 24th.
Thank you, Senator. The motion for the body is to lay over Senate Bill 188 till Monday, April 24th. Is that right? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill will be laid over. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to lay over Senate Bill 107 at the request of the sponsor until tomorrow, Tuesday, April 18th.
The motion for the body is to lay Senate Bill 107 over till April 18th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill will be laid over. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of House Bill 1222?
House Bill 1222 by Representative Landgraf and Senator Gardner concerning a voluntary contribution designation benefiting the Family Caregiver Support Fund that appears on the state individual tax return forms.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1222 on second reading.
Is there any discussion on House Bill 1222? Seeing none, the motion with the body is the adoption of House Bill 1222. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 1222 is adopted. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the request of the sponsor, I move to lay over Senate Bill 278 until tomorrow, April 18th.
The motion for the body is to lay over Senate Bill 278 until April 18th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bill will be laid over. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion for the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
Senate will come to order. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report has had under consideration the following attached bills being the second reading thereof makes the following recommendations thereon. House Bill 1222 passed in second reading, order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading final passage. Senate Bill 107, Senate Bill 278 laid over until 4/18/17 and retaining their place on the calendar. Senate Bill 3, Senate Bill 188 laid over until 4/24/17 and retaining their place on the calendar.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Motion for the body is the adoption of the report to the committee of the whole. Are there any no votes? With the vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. House Bill 1222 passed on second reading, order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 107, Senate Bill 278 laid over until 4/18/17, retaining their place on the calendar. Senate Bill 3, Senate Bill 188 laid over until 4/24/17, retaining their place on the calendar. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate proceed with take up a special orders calendar consisting of the general order second reading of bills consent calendar from Tuesday, April 18th. Members, this is listed on page 5 of your calendar for today and the top of page 6. In speaking with the minority leader, we identified no disagreement with this. So again, Mr. President, I move the Senate take up a special orders calendar at the hour of 11:08 a.m. today, consisting of the general order special second reading of bills consent calendar from Tuesday, April 18th. You want me to list the bills? Okay.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. At present, the consent calendar would consist of Senate Bills 216, House Bill 1172, 1238, 1239, 1240, 1241, 1243, 1244, 1245, 1280, and Senate Bill 269. Mr. President, there has been a request to remove Senate Bill 216 from the consent calendar, so that will be removed and remain on the second reading of bills calendar for Tuesday, April 18th. I said 11:08.
The motion is for the Senate to take up the second reading of bills consent calendar from Tuesday, April 18th on special orders at the hour of 11:08. The motion requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it, and that motion is adopted, and the Senate will take up special orders at the hour of 11:08. Special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
The motion is for the body to take up special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, to resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Tate will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the titles to the bills on the second reading of bills, special orders, consent calendar.
House Bill 1172 by Representative Carver and Navarro and Senator Cook concerning criminal penalties for persons who commit human trafficking of a minor for sexual servitude. House Bill 1238 by Representative Lee and Senator Holbert concerning the non-substantive relocation of laws related to debt management and collections services from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1239 by Representative Wist and Senator Guzman concerning the non-substantive relocation laws related to private occupational schools from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1240 by Representative Wist and Senator Cook concerning the non-substantive relocation of laws related to the Department of Public Health and Environment from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1241 by Representative Harrod and Senator Gardner concerning the non-substantive relocation laws related to Indian arts and crafts sales from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1243 by Representative Willett and Senator Guzman concerning the non-substantive relocation laws related to the wholesale sales representatives from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1244 by Representative Harrod and Senator Gardner concerning the non-substantive relocation laws related to cemeteries from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1245 by Representative Foote and Senator Kagan concerning non-substantive relocation laws related to public establishments from Title 12 Colorado Revised Statutes as part of the organizational recodification of Title 12. House Bill 1280 by Representatives Michelson, Janae, and Young and Senator Gardner concerning conforming Colorado statutory language related to disability trusts to the federal 21st Century Cures Act. Senate Bill 269 by Senator Marble and Aguilar and Representatives Winter and McKean concerning the exclusion of specified non-alcohol products from the calculation of the maximum amount of a retail liquor store's annual gross sales revenue that may be derived from the sale of non-alcohol products.
Majority Leader Hobart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've also had a request to remove Senate Bill 269 from the consent calendar. So we will honor that, and 269 will appear on the Tuesday, April 18th, second reading of bills calendar. With that, Mr. Chairman, I move House Bills 1172, 1238, 1239, 1240, 1241, 1243, 1244, 1245, and House Bill 1280 on second reading. Ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of all the bills on the special orders, second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bills are adopted. Senator Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the body to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
Committee will come back to order. Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report has had under consideration the following attached bills being the second reading thereof and makes the following recommendations thereon. House Bill 1172, House Bill 1238, House Bill 1239, House Bill 1240, House Bill 1241, House Bill 1243, House Bill 1244, House Bill 1245, House Bill 1280, passed on second read, order revised and placed on the calendar for their reading final passage. Senate Bill 269, removed from the special orders second reading of bills consent calendar and placed at the end of the special orders second reading of bills calendar for 4/18/17.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Motion before the body is the adoption of the report to the Committee of the Whole. Are there any no votes? With the vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. House Bill 1172, House Bill 1238, House Bill 1239, House Bill 1240, House Bill 1241, House Bill 1243, House Bill 1244, House Bill 1245, House Bill 1280, passed on second reading. Order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 269, removed from the special orders reading, second reading of bills consent calendar and placed at the end of the special orders second reading of bills calendar for 4/18/17. Consideration of memorials. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the Senate Joint Memorial 6?
Senate Joint Memorial 6 by Senator Neville and Representative Leonard concerning the transfer of federal transportation funding to the state.
Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Joint Memorial 6 and ask it to be read at length.
Mr. Carpenter.
Senate Joint Memorial 6 by Senator Neville and Representative Leonard concerning the transfer of federal transportation funding to the state. Whereas the state of Colorado must overcome a serious funding deficit to meet its obligation to build and maintain its roads and highways, and whereas every year the federal government collects hundreds of millions of dollars of federal motor fuel tax revenue from Colorado, and the most recent data available indicates that over $661 million was collected from Colorado and paid to the Federal Highway Trust Fund during the 2015 federal fiscal year. And whereas, when Colorado requests to receive this revenue back from the United States Department of Transportation, it is subject to regulations, conditions, and increased costs due to federal restrictions. And whereas, Colorado and its local governments are tasked with maintaining up to 75% of the existing federal highway system within Colorado. And whereas, Colorado and its local governments understand better than the federal government how to manage and utilize transportation revenue and expenditures in order to address our rapidly changing infrastructure and transportation needs. And whereas Colorado can establish a more efficient process for allocating both state and federal fuel tax revenue than the inefficient and time-consuming process of the United States Department of Transportation. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the 71st General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the House of Representatives concurring herein, that we, the members of the Colorado General Assembly, urge the Congress of the United States to enact legislation devolving transportation decision-making authority and funding to the states, and that thereupon the state will establish a Colorado State Highway Trust Fund to receive all federal motor fuel tax revenue collected by Colorado fuel distributors, which revenue shall no longer be credited to the Federal Highway Trust Fund. Be it further resolved that copies of this joint memorial be sent to the President of the United States, the President of the United States Senate, the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, the Secretary of the United States Department of Transportation, the Chairman and ranking members of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee of the United States House of Representatives and the Transportation and Infrastructure Subcommittee of the United States House of Representatives, Governor John Hickenlooper, and to each member of Colorado's congressional delegation.
Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I'll renew my request for the support for Senate Joint Memorial 006. Simply, this is an opportunity to send a message to the federal government that those of us in Colorado that are very involved in making the decisions around transportation and focusing where those dollars should go, we feel that we can do a better job than the federal government and the bureaucracy, which tends to eat up too much time and also too much waste before we get our dollars back. I urge an aye vote.
Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, we don't get fiscal notes for this, but unlike transferring public lands, it costs us a lot of money to administer those lands. I was wondering if the sponsor of this memorial knew how much this might add to our costs in Colorado and to our general fund costs.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Joint Memorial 6? Senator Court.
Thank you, Mr. President. I need to understand something. The way I read this, we do not therefore send any Colorado fuel tax revenue to the federal government. Is that what I think this says? I don't think that's a good idea. We all drive, I assume, on interstate highways in other states. So if that's what this actually says, I just don't think it's a very good idea, because the whole point of having an interstate system is that we all support the interstate system. So if that's what this means, I think it's a bad idea. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Joint Memorial 6? Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, members, this is going to cost us a lot of money to administer this. Who knows how much? We're sending a letter to the federal government to say we can do this better, but we don't know how much it's going to cost us. Second thing, just a process question. I don't know why this bill, this memorial didn't go to transportation. Many other resolutions and memorials are being referred to committees. This could have used some good insight by that committee.
Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to remind my colleagues that Weld County is building its own highways. with its own money, no federal money taken, and they're doing it at a fraction of the cost because it cuts the red tape since they don't take federal dollars. That would be the same thing if we were to keep our federal dollars instead here in the state of Colorado. We would cut a lot of the regulation. It will not cost the state. It will save the state.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a fantastic idea. I hope everybody supports it because it's about time. I remember talking to a member of the House back way before I was ever even dreamed of being in the legislature on how we need to move down this road so we can take control of our transportation dollars and our transportation needs and actually fix the problem rather than wring our hands like we've been doing for decades and decades and decades. I strongly encourage and I vote for this memorial.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Joint Memorial 6? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of Senate Joint Memorial 6. Are there any no votes? Minority Leader Guzman. Senator Aguilar. Senator Fenberg. Senator Kagan. Senator Moreno, Senator Garcia, Senator Merrifield, Senator Court, Senator Jones, Senator Donovan, Senator Kafalis, Senator Kerr. With a vote of 21 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Joint Memorial 6 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Marble, Senator Cook, Senator Crowder, Senator Hill, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Coram, Senator Lambert, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Gardner, Senator Lundberg. Please add the President. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the Senate Bill 258?
Senate Bill 258 by Senator Lundberg and Representative Rankin concerning the use of open educational resources in public institutions of higher education and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we reject the House amendments for Senate Bill 258, form a conference committee, and grant permission for the committee to go beyond the scope in order to just make some adjustments and certainly find a better path than what the House did.
The motion is that the Senate not concur with the House amendments to Senate Bill 258 and that a conference committee be appointed. Are there any no votes on rejection of the House amendments and the forming of a conference committee? Seeing none, with 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, that motion is adopted. Motion before the body is to go beyond. That's it. The motion, Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. If it's parliamentarianly appropriate, or whatever that word is, I move that we grant the committee the authority to go beyond the scope for Senate Bill 258.
The motion before the body is to grant the conference committee permission to go beyond the scope of the differences between the House and Senate versions of the bill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and permission is granted. The following senators are appointed as members of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 258. Senator Lundberg, Chair. Senator Lambert, Chair, and Senators Lundberg and Moreno. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over Senate Bills 259 and 254 until Tuesday, April 18th.
259 and 254.
Yes, sir.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bills 259 and 254. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and those will be laid over. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of Senate Bill 231.
Senate Bill 231 by Senator Moreno and Representative Thurlow, concerning the scheduled appeal reports by the Department of Transportation to the General Assembly.
Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 231.
Can you please explain the differences?
Thank you.
Amendments, excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House merely found a couple of reports that they actually want to keep. I ask for an aye vote.
The motion is to concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 231. Are there any no votes on concurrence with House amendments to Senate Bill 231? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the Senate concurs with House amendments to Senate Bill 231. Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 231 as amended.
The motion is for the readoption of Senate Bill 231. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senate Bill 231 is readopted. Co-sponsors. Consideration of governor's appointments, consent calendar. Mr. Carpenter, please read all of the appointments listed on the consent calendar.
Member of the Transportation Commission for a term expiring July 1st, 2019, Robert Keith Scott of Colorado Springs, Colorado to serve as a commissioner from the 9th Transportation District, and occasioned by the resignation of Nolan E. Schreiner of Colorado Springs, Colorado, appointed. Member of the Water Quality Control Commission for a term expiring February 15th, 2020, Michael Gusev of Fort Collins, Colorado, appointed. Member of the State Board of Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund for a term expiring April 15, 2017. Karma Giulianelli of Golden, Colorado, a resident of the 7th Congressional District and a Democrat, and occasioned by the resignation of James R. Spenstra of Lakewood, Colorado, appointed. Members of the Colorado Racing Commission for terms expiring July 1st, 2020. Justin Scott Estes of Gypsum, Colorado, a Republican from the 3rd Congressional District who is registered elector of the state, appointed. David L. Lynn Hoffman of Westminster, Colorado, a Democrat from the 7th Congressional District who has been previously engaged in the racing industry for the last 5 years, appointed. Executive Director of the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs and Adjutant General, effective April 10, 2017, for a term expiring at the pleasure of the Governor. Major General Michael A. Loeb, Highlands Ranch, Colorado, appointed.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move all of the appointments listed on the consideration of governor's appointments consent calendar, consisting of a member of the Transportation Commission, member of the Water Quality Control Commission, a member of the State Board of the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund, members of the Colorado Racing Commission, and the Executive Director of the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs and Adjutant General.
Is there any discussion on any of the appointments to these commissions. The motion is for the adoption of all the governor's appointments listed on the consent calendar. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 2 excused, the appointments are confirmed. Following persons have been appointed to the Transportation Commission: Robert Keith Scott. To the Water Quality Control Commission, Michael Gusev. To the State Board of the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund, Karma Giulianelli. To the Colorado Racing Commission, Justine Scott Estes, David Lynn Hoffman. And to the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs and Adjutant General, Major General Michael A. Lowe. Consideration of Conference Committee report. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over the one bill listed on consideration of Conference Committee report, Senate Bill 106, until Tuesday, April 18th.
The motion is to lay over the consideration of the Conference Committee report for Senate Bill 108 till Tuesday, March 18th. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will be laid over. Message from the governor.
April 13, 2017, Colorado Senate. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to inform you that I have approved and will file with the Secretary of State the following acts: Senate Bill 154 concerning the Uniform Unsworn Declarations Act, approved April 13, 2017 at 12:06 p.m. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Message from the House.
The House has passed on third reading, transmitted the revised statutes, House Bill 1031, 1265, 1295. The House has passed on third reading, transmitted the revised statutes, House Bill 1225 is amended, House Bill 1299 is amended, House Bill 1232 is amended, House Bill 1282 is amended, House Bill 1228 is amended, House Bill 1235 is amended, House Bill 1077 is amended, House Bill 1216 is amended, House Bill 1287 is amended. The House has passed on third reading, returns herewith, Senate Bill 148 and 220. The House has passed on third reading, transmitted the revised statute, Senate Bill 83 is amended, Senate Bill 187 is amended. The House has voted to concur in the Senate amendments to House Bills 1203, 1233, and has repassed the bills as so amended.
Announcements. Senator Kafalis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, colleagues. To draw your attention to a flyer that's on your desk, we have the Colorado Children's Caucus is meeting today at noon from 12 to 1:15 p.m. Lunch will be provided. We are in room SCR 357, and today the topic is policy implications of drug-endangered children. That's the Colorado Children's Caucus today at 12 noon. Thank you.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. News from Senate Business and Labor. We have some bills this afternoon. One bill will not be hearing is Senate Bill 155. We'll be hearing that on Wednesday instead. Thank you.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Conference Committee, recently formed Conference Committee for Senate Bill 258, will be meeting tomorrow at 2:15 in the Joint Budget Committee room.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President. And this is just serving as a reminder. The Aerospace and Defense Caucus Luncheon is the 19th of April. You should have received this on your desk. And so please join us. Thank you.
Announcements. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll just stand here and speak for a few seconds to see if anyone else jumps out of their chair to come down this way, so I don't have to withdraw any motion. And, Mr. President, I move the Senate adjourn until 9 a.m. Tuesday, April 18th.
Motion is for the Senate to adjourn until 9 a.m. Tuesday, April 18th. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will be adjourned.